Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, you guys, we are going to talk about pregnancy and raising kids with psoriatic arthritis. So if you are a mama with psoriatic arthritis or chronic pain and chronic illness, or you want to become a mama and you have chronic pain, chronic illness, and you just want a little bit of extra love and support, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's jump right into this video. Alright, you guys, so this video is very near and dear to my heart, and I've been thinking about doing it for a while. And then recently on Instagram, if you guys don't follow me over on Instagram, go follow me. I am CharleneTown_ for some extra love and support. But I have been getting lots of DMs and lots of mamas reaching out to me recently, and so I just thought that this would be a really good video to just sit down, chit chat, get a little bit deeper. I really love YouTube for this reason because I feel like I get to connect with you guys on a little bit deeper of a level. I love Instagram. I love sharing and supporting you guys on Instagram. I just feel like we get a little bit extra. I get to give you guys a little extra love over here. So thank you guys so much for being here. So I'm gonna give you guys just a little bit of backstory on me. I have had psoriatic arthritis since I was a kid. I started showing pretty severe symptoms in high school. I had a bad back. In high school, around the age of 14 is when my spine got really bad. By the time I was 20, could barely stand up. You know what I mean? Like, I've just had my symptoms for a very long time. It took me 7 years to get diagnosed. And as soon as I met my husband, you know, not like we were like ready to have babies right away, because that wasn't it. But I had in the back of my head, I was concerned. And I didn't know that I had psoriatic arthritis. All I knew was that I had a really bad back. And so I got diagnosed with psoriatic arthritis the month before I got married, literally. And that scared me because it took what I had been going through and it turned it into an actual problem. Before I was diagnosed, I was in so much pain and I wanted to figure out what was wrong. But when I found out what was wrong, it almost felt like a death sentence because of the way that my doctor had talked to me about it. And so, you know, we were getting married. As soon as we got married, we started like really talking about wanting to have kids. And so immediately, you know, my doctors wanted to put me on all these different kinds of medications. And I was, you know, very straightforward with my rheumatologist. Like, I cannot take certain medications. I was very, like, I did a lot of research about the medications that they were offering me because I don't take pills. Like, I am very sensitive to lots of things. I don't take painkillers. I can't do that kind of stuff. So I did a lot of research. When they tried to give me methotrexate, I was like, dude, I can't take this because I am trying to get pregnant. It'll deplete my folic acid levels. He was like, oh yeah, that's just not gonna be an option for you. You know, we had to jump through the hoops for the insurance companies, obviously. But the year that I got married, I started on biologics, which just was the best for me and my situation. And it's been great for me. But my husband and I tried for 4 years to get pregnant. And I'm sure there are lots of reasons why we possibly couldn't have gotten pregnant because not everybody gets pregnant right away. But I was nervous that I wasn't going to be able to get pregnant because I was taking these biologics. I had those fears. So if you have those fears, know that you're not alone, okay? I did go off of my biologics July or August before I got pregnant in October. So August, September, October. So I was off of my biologics for probably 2 months. I found a new OBGYN because my previous experiences with OBGYNs, I had seen several because it took me 4 years. Like, I was like, okay, guys, something's going on. They're like, you're young, you're healthy, just keep trying. And I was like, I am young, I'm not healthy. Did you read my file? So I found an OBGYN who actually read my file, who took the time to listen to me, and she actually recommended acupuncture, which love her for that. And she recommended an incredible acupuncturist. I love my girl. And literally Laurel needled my ovaries once. I was like, I'm not ready to get pregnant. I want to manage my pain levels first and then get pregnant. But she was like, oh, you feel blocked right here. She needled my ovaries, you guys. I was pregnant the next month. It was crazy, like literally crazy, okay? 1 session of acupuncture, and then we were like literally pregnant the next month. Like, I took a test the next month and was like, what's happening? what's happening, Laurel? You did it. So that was really cool. So I had been off of my Humira from July of 2017 that I went off my biologics. I do take Humira. And then because I was just not getting the results and I started working with a holistic doctor, I was doing acupuncture and massage, like I was doing all of these things. I was eating really healthy, was eating a very specific diet and all that jazz. So I had been off my biologics, I got pregnant. And my doctor was like, you know, we'll keep an eye on you. Our bodies can take over and lessen your symptoms when you're pregnant. It's just like something that can happen. And it definitely did that for me because I could walk, you know what I mean? Like I was able to keep working. I was an esthetician, so I was working at treatment room, looking down all the time, sitting in this chair, and looking down, my neck would slide out. Like I was inflamed. I was still really inflamed. So I had to figure out fun ways to lift the table and do different things because your body kind of like relaxes a little bit when you get pregnant. And so like my back and my arms and my legs and my neck would just like slide out of place and I would have to go to the chiropractor. I like lived at the chiropractor. But I managed to get through pregnancy pretty well. I continued to work until literally the week that I got pregnant. I ended up having my daughter 2 weeks early and I was supposed to work that week. Like I had worked the week before and then I worked that week. And so I got through pregnancy okay. And then post-pregnancy, guys, literally, I had my daughter. I had a natural childbirth. She came out really easy. It was wonderful. But by the time they moved us from the delivery room to the recovery room, my symptoms started coming back. And I mean like with a vengeance. My psoriasis, I don't have a ton of psoriasis plaques on my body. They're on my scalp. My scalp was bleeding by the time I got to the recovery room. And something else was that I had developed hypothyroidism in pregnancy the last week of pregnancy. So I had my daughter 2 weeks early and I had gone to my 38-week doctor's appointment the day before I had my daughter. And unfortunately, my doctor was moving. And so I gained 10 pounds in 1 week. It was insane. And they were like, that's really weird. And I was like, yeah, that's really weird because I haven't eaten, like I'm not eating enough to put on 10 pounds, if that makes sense. Like there was no room to eat that much food for me. I'll actually insert a picture. I took a picture of the day before I gave birth to my daughter because I was like, today's the day. I thought that was the day that I was having my daughter and it turned out I had her the next day. But because my doctor moved literally the day she didn't deliver my baby, she came, she met my daughter, and then she moved the next day. So when I went into my, postnatal appointments, they didn't catch that I had hypothyroidism. Like I put on a ton of weight post-pregnancy. I was really uncomfortable and my psoriatic arthritis symptoms came back fast. I was like getting home and I had a newborn baby and I had all this stuff going on and it was like a whole new life, breastfeeding and, the up all night and the feedings and like your life just changes when you have a baby. And I wasn't taking care of me, I was taking care of a baby. And I was like so in awe at this beautiful little being that I stopped looking and being like, oh, there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? And I didn't have anybody here that was like, Charlene, you don't look like you're doing very well, And so I went to see my holistic doctor and we found out that I had hypothyroidism and we started working with natural thyroid support and we got my thyroid and my hormones to rebalance. And 6 weeks post-pregnancy, you guys, I could barely walk. I could hardly pick up my daughter. And it was because I didn't know I could take my Humira while I was breastfeeding. And I was like, I wanted to breastfeed my daughter. And so I was like, just push through, just push through, just push through. And I was miserable. I was really struggling. And I talked to everyone. I talked to my daughter's pediatrician, my rheumatologist, my naturopath, my acupuncturist. Like I talked to everyone and I was like, let's do the research on Humira and breastfeeding. And everyone was like, you need to be able to walk, you need to be able to pick up your baby, get back on the Humira. And I was like, okay. And that really helped just reduce my inflammation. but it took months, you guys. So I had my daughter in June. 6 weeks after was really, really hard. I mean, it took probably 3 to 6 months before the Humira really got the inflammation under control, before we got the hypothyroidism under control, and I was finally able to walk without pain and pick up my daughter without pain, and I started going to counseling and started working through a lot of different stuff. And so my biggest tip, if you have psoriatic arthritis or chronic pain and chronic illness, know your options. Know that you can take your meds once you have your baby. Do your own research. Obviously, talk to your doctors, but plan ahead. If I could tell myself one thing, it's okay to not breastfeed. Just feeding your baby is okay. Like, your baby just needs to eat. They love you no matter what, and you're not failing for not breastfeeding. I wish I'd have told myself that. And that I wish I would have known my options around my medication post-pregnancy. If I had started taking my medication post-pregnancy, I probably would have been able to pick up my daughter and I wouldn't have had the experience that I had. And so I wish I would have started my meds sooner. So know your options around meds. I recently had somebody reach out to me and they have chronic illness and chronic pain, and they are concerned about what it's like to have chronic pain and chronic illness and have a kid. Like, it's hard, and you're exhausted a lot and you're in a lot of pain, and it can be really hard. For me personally, it is really hard. There are some days where we just keep it really mellow. You guys, we keep it really mellow. And yeah, you do the best that you can. And kids are wonderful. They're challenging and hard. It's the best experience I've ever had. She makes me a better person, and she's made me so much more compassionate and understanding, and it's been really hard. It's really hard to have kids. It's really hard to have kids whether you have chronic pain and chronic illness or you're a mom. You know what I mean? Like, kids are gonna challenge you and they push you to your limits, and they just need everything from you. And so you have to be willing to make that commitment to them and know that it's not going to last forever, that all of the stages go by. Like, some days it feels like really hard. I remember, when my daughter was really little and I was in a lot of pain, and she would cry for hours and hours, and I would call my sister crying, and I would just be like, I'm not gonna make it. Like, I can't make it through this, you guys. Like, I was so tired, I was in so much pain, and I felt like I wasn't doing good for anybody. You know what I mean? Like, that's just where I was because I was in so much pain. I'm glad that I've got through that. Know that you have support. Know that you have options. And, everybody just does the best that they can. And that is all you can do. And that is all anybody is asking of you. Just do the best you can. And just because you have chronic pain, chronic illness, doesn't mean that you don't get to have kids, or that you don't get to have the life of your dreams, or be grateful and have gratitude. Like, you get to have all those things. It gets to be a choice. You get to choose that for you each and every day. If you guys need more love and support, I do coaching over on my Instagram, CharleneTown_. You can reach out to me there or here. But yeah, I understand. I see you. I know. I understand. I've been there. And you can do it if that's something that you really want. I highly recommend. And if you choose not to have kids because you want to be able to give them everything and you don't think you can, don't ever feel guilty for doing what's right for you, ever. Because who else is going to do that for you? Nobody. You have to look out for you, and you know what's best for you. You know what's best for your body. You get to make that choice, and it's okay. Either way, it's okay. Like, you don't have to do what society tells you to do or what you think that you have to do. Like, just do what's best for you. And living with chronic pain and chronic illness and having kids, you just figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, you just do it. That's simply put. Like, you just figure it out and you just do it. Some days are hard, some days are really great. Some days are really easy, and some days are really fun, and some days are hard. But that's true of having kids. So I feel very blessed to have a really amazing support system with my husband. He is incredible. I feel very grateful. I did not go back to work post-pregnancy because I couldn't walk. And then when I was planning on really going back to work in 2020, the COVID hit and we were all locked down, which I actually find, like, I'm very grateful to have had that extra time with my daughter. And then, you know, I'm doing online stuff now. So it's really been a huge journey for me, and I would not be where I'm at today if it wasn't for all those experiences that I had. And I feel so blessed and so grateful for all those experiences and for where I'm at right now. So that's where I'm going to leave this video. If you guys have any more questions or comments or anything you guys want answered, let me know in the comments down below. If this was content that you guys like to see, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe because it really supports my channel. If you hit that little notification bell, it'll just let you know when my next video comes out. I so appreciate each and every one of you. I see you, I love you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.